So I just spent a week up at the ranch. My mom went off to Canada to go to some hot springs, so I spent a few days up there with my dad, just kind of making sure everything was okay. Um, and couldn't really do anything outside because it was cold and snowy, and so I tackled the the elephant of the hill, which is the old house, and this where the family lived for we moved there when I was in the middle of first grade, so whatever that is, 7 or 8, yeah, 45 years ago. And the place has kind of always been a shack, although there was pride in it. Um, it started out life as a pair of railroad shacks, railroad buildings in Molson that were knocked up out of some rough cut lumber. And at some point, somebody drug those up to Dart Road and set up a ranch house, and had a whole life there with the family that lived in it. And then sometime in the 70s, it was moved across the road. They were trying to get it up onto a flat spot up on the property. It's like this plateau. It would be really cool up there, but they couldn't get around the corner, and it just ended up stuck. Like they were coming up and then got stuck, and they couldn't go this way. So the whole thing was turned around backwards. All the windows now were facing the hill. And that's the way we found it when we moved in. And anyway, all the focus lately has been on getting that the new house together, getting everything set for the new house, and getting them ready for the winter, and like all like that. And that's a real thing. And so the whole family has been pushing for that. And meanwhile, the house at the top of the hill was just kind of sitting there abandoned, and a lot of the stuff had been cherry picked out of it, but it was pretty grim. So I waded into that project, and trying to show the place some respect. It did a good job of keeping us all safe, and it's amazing how many things can accumulate over time. And thinking a lot about that, like looking even at the background behind me, it's like someone's gonna have to sort that out. Something happens to me, and like if there's like that second place ribbon, like that doesn't mean anything really, but it means a lot to me. I got that ribbon at a parade in Tonasket, and I had brought the carousel, or one of my pieces of art, and which has got a lot of first places whenever it goes to a parade, but they had already given me first place the year before, and they gave first place to somebody else, and that just makes me so happy. I love, for some reason, the second place means more than the first place. It means like you've got you already got first place. Now you get to have second place. There's something, I just love it. Anyway, but you would never know. I mean, you'd just be like, oh, second place ribbon, we'll throw it in with all the other ribbons. There's ribbons. But anyway, sorting through someone else's field was I just did it. I did it. I didn't document the actual doing it, but my technique definitely evolved. At first, I just started just organizing things into piles, but then I realized I'm moving a lot of dirt around. Like this house is very drafty, very dusty. It's Okanagan County. It's been wood heat for years, so it's like just dust everywhere. So then I started like, okay, well, first I better vacuum. I better vacuum around, like trying to vacuum. And then I realized the vacuum it wasn't really getting it because I couldn't get close. It would suck the object in. So then I used a paintbrush to like brush the dust off and suck it in the vacuum. And that actually worked pretty well. And it made it a lot easier to sort things once they were kind of dusted rather than doing it in the other order. I was putting a lot of dirt in the air and breathing a lot of toxic mouse dust and stuff. Anyway, look what I did. I made it to, we'll see. It's like, it feels like there's hope, where before it felt like there was despair. And there's so much more to go. There's a whole, I got maybe 3 out of the 5 rooms done, 3 out of the 6 rooms if you count the upstairs, but we'll get there eventually. Meanwhile, my life. This is what we're doing today, right? We're gonna try and sort out this debris field to get that desk out of there. Well, I think we've got some stuff done, huh, Biscuit? how many straps there were, various kinds for various bags. A columnar pad. This just looks cool. It'd be fun to draw on it. And yeah. Wow. This is pretty intense. I mean, in a physical sort of way. Maybe a little bit emotional as well. But slowly getting there. Biscuit's very helpful. But yeah, the plan is just to keep going through, tidying up, and work my way into this room and get the stereo taken apart and moved back down to where Judy has requested the stereo in her upstairs studio. So I got the fire going. Thank God the fireplace is still here. And, yeah, and then the goal is to get some work surfaces down to Judy's studio as well. And it's looking like we need some organized rack storage for things like, I don't know, frames, maybe down in the basement. And then eventually we'll get like there's a lot of good stuff in here. There's like that electric sewing machine there. That's pretty great. And there's a leather working sewing machine. There's the rest of the paintings and easels, and like everywhere you look, there's something. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And some of it I don't. I don't know. Oh my God, so my brain is like, oh look, there's a level right there. There's another level hanging up there. Okay, well those two things will go together in some kind of toolbox. You know, it's a game of like, what's important, what can make a difference, and what I'm really seeing here is that these picture frames are just overwhelming everything, so I need to get those sorted into some kind of pile somewhere else. So maybe I'll clear out one of the other rooms to like start moving out these picture frames, and that would give access to everything else that's buried behind them. But one step at a time. Don't freak out. I'm just going to keep tidying this room over here, and then maybe I can stack all the picture frames in here, because there's really nothing else going on in here. I don't know, Biscuit. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this is day 3. And gonna tackle that room today, I think. It's getting better. And then if I can do it, I'll tidy up this room as well. Mostly I'm just going around picking up all the garbage and moving the prints and moving the frames and stacking them all like that. So, get the fire going. And yeah, there's just this little bit of a debris field here, which shouldn't take me too long, I guess. Oh, I forgot to get boxes. Got to go back down and get more boxes, Biscuit. What are we going to do about that? Biscuit just follows me around and does nothing but look at me. Okay, so there's all that stuff. Okay. Well, did we do a good job, Biscuit? I think I am burned out on this project, but let's go through what we got here. The frames, first and foremost. Underneath Dan's art is manuals. There's a little bit of more automotive manuals here. Cover plate for the Diamond T. A couple tapes, those go in the tape box. Cameras, a couple different cameras, and kazoos, and the washboard. I thought the kazoos and washboard kind of went together. All the instrument cases, wires, power supplies, cords, stuff like that. Old computer monitor. All the pictures I found, anything that looked like a memory, went in this box. These are more pictures. These are toys and stuff like that. The old laptops. Anything had to do with music or songs went in that box. I did not touch the computer. These papers seem like they might be important and tax related, so I left those alone. I didn't sort this drawer out because it's just kind of too much for me to handle right now. This is everything to do with the recorder setup, and there's microphones and cords and stuff like that. Didn't really do much over here. 2 boxes of magazines ended up there. Everything that I thought was trash is in these bags, but no trash has left the house yet. Didn't do anything over there. I just started organizing the CDs into this pile. Some kids' toys there. This is a box of just USB cords. This is a box of tapes. Didn't really start organizing the media yet or get to dusting that top shelf. These are slides. Put them over here. More tapes to be gone through and cleaned out. It looks like this might be a bag of like broken tape stuff. It's funny, I found 3 of these. I'll put this one with the other one. Everything that was on this table is still on this table. I just kind of tidied it up. So there's the pencil leads that I found around the place. Anything to do with razor blades. Didn't touch that window. Move some toys over here. Saw the stereo equipment. I just need to test it and see what's working and not working, and as well as these speakers. I didn't do anything with this box that was on the floor. Or that box, I did dust it. And anything booky went over here in the book pile. This is cleaned off and ready to come down when I get someone to help me. All the paintings that were everywhere, I just leaned up either here, like that, or I put them in here. Just to kind of keep things better fun. In this room, all I did really was clean the floor. I just kind of cleaned up everything that was on the floor, and it's all in that bag, which I have not taken out the house. And that's what I can get done on this trip. And next would be to foray into there. But, oh, that reminds me, I wanted to grab a cutting mat. I saw one somewhere. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's what's happening. Every time I come around the corner, oh look, there's a couple more frames. Let's go put the frames with the frames. Should really move that big giant frame too, it's just so giant. So if nothing else, the house is a storage unit. Frames with frames. Okay.